All right, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Struggling Day Trader channel. I am your host, Resident Day Trader, and your brother in the struggle. The name is Hassan, and I'm here to go over my trades. Please make yourself at home. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, and subscribe. I'm here every day. I trade the open every day live, and I post a review video every day afterwards. So let's get right into it. Today I broke my long red streak. I haven't even looked back to see how many days in a row I was red, but it was getting real ugly. Had kind of a sad weekend, and then followed that up with another bad day on Monday yesterday. But at the end of yesterday, I felt over the weekend I was like, I didn't know what to feel about my strategy anymore. I felt kind of lost, like I needed to try something completely different. I came in Monday with a whole different angle that I was going to try and trade, which didn't work out very well. I had one good trade yesterday, but I didn't even take it out at 2R though. I ended up getting it was so bad yesterday that my broker liquidated my positions for me, and I made 16 bucks on one of them. But I probably would have stopped out for 1R on that had I been allowed to continue trading. But I realized that it was not my strategy. It's just me. It's just me. It's always been me. And so I recommitted to my strategy. Came in today. The market was gapping up this morning, so things were looking good. Man, I'm looking at coin right now. I didn't have coin on my watch list, but yo, that joint set up perfectly this morning. This would have been a great thing to trade. But anyway, I did not trade coin. First trade was on ARM, which was a bad trade. I mean, the setup itself looked okay. No, I didn't. It was trash. It was trash altogether. So what I always do is I come in, this big volume bar that comes in on the open, I draw a line over the top of it, and that's the top of the opening range. And the criteria for my setup is for it to trade over that opening range, pull back, and test that same level. And I like for that to line up with VWAP. So I trade on the 2. As you can see, that is not what happened here. So it created the opening range, traded below that range, came back up, like peekabooed up above the range, got hammered back down, which is a bad sign. This long topping tail is not what you want to see right before you get into a stock. I don't know what I was thinking about, but I like this at VWAP, but this is way below the opening range. This is not a good entry, but I got in anyway. It actually almost went to target. I was 12 cents away from my target, but just look at all these top tails here. Like, it's just every candle has resistance over the top, pushing the price back down. This was not a good position to be in at all. So yeah, I stopped out for 1R on this one. So ARM was a rule break, not the setup. Minus 1R. Just gotta just keep it very simple. Like, this next one is a perfect example of the setup, and I just gotta be patient for these, even if it only happens once. Here it is. So I draw the support line on the 1 minute chart. So let's get back to the 1 minute and draw the line over that top of this candle here. Let me get my circle going. There we go. So I draw my line there, and then I enter only on the 2 minutes. So let's go back to the 2. And we can see here, nice strong open. Peekaboos up, trades back down, does not make a low of day. Trades back up, trades above, and closes over the opening range, which is what I want to see. A nice shallow retracement back down to test this level and VWAP. This is great. This is great. So what do? I set a trigger to buy over the top of this candle, over the break of this candle, and my stop goes at the bottom of this candle, and I'm looking for 2R, right? So this is basically a dollar candle, and so I'm looking for $2. Get in at 405.08, get out at 407.09. So $1, get out at $2. Worked out great. This is the setup. It's very clean. It checks all the boxes. There's no squinting needed. And look, it just never saw any red out of this position and went straight up and straight to target. I mean, not straight up, but had a couple little pullbacks, but no red. Nice uptrend all the way to target. Beautiful trade. This is what I want to see every time. This is A plus trade. A plus setup, 2R. Simple as that. Like, that's it. If I can just stick to this and not trade any of the BS, I'll be good. Simple as that. But here we go on NVDA. Man, NVIDIA was a hell of a stock to miss out on. I tell you what. I was a little sick watching that most of the day, but it's part of the course. Come on now. All right. So we draw our line over that opening range and back to the 2. So it does, the 2 minute ends up trading over that range, comes back down, makes a lower low, which is not great. And then it comes back and holds VWAP, some nice little buying happening right there. And then it trades over the opening range and comes back down and makes a higher low at VWAP. Now, technically, this is the setup, right? It's close enough to the opening range, but this red candle, this long red candle here is a red flag for me. And I was trying to be responsible at the time. And so I was like, okay, nope, I'm not jumping in after a big red candle like that. Looking back, the volume of that candle wasn't really that crazy, but I was trying to, just stick to the A plus setups. But hindsight, man, this would have been a perfect entry. You got the higher high, higher low at VWAP. The range is right there. But no, I get in, I see it bounce back over VWAP. And I don't know why I just didn't think about the fact that this is a lower high. I just didn't think about it. And this is not a great candle. This is an indecision candle, right? You got the same tail at the top as it is on the bottom. This is an indecision candle. Terrible entry candle. I get in, it ticks me in probably by 1 penny, 812.05. Okay, it went up like 15 cents past. But then it goes back down and tests VWAP again. And of course, I got my stop super tight underneath this candle. Stops me out and proceeds to march way up to 825. Oh my God. So like, I don't know, man. I'm feeling a little regret about this, and I'm questioning the validity of disqualifying a trade just because of a wide range red candle. If the volume was more, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to keep an eye on this type of red flag and see the way the volume plays into it, because we got a higher high, higher low at VWAP with a perfect hammer candle. Like, this is a perfect entry. And had I gotten in there, put my stop below there, stop would have never been hit. Only would have saw a teeny bit of red right here on these 2 candles. Well, these 3 candles. Maybe that one too. But man, I mean, could have added right here. And man, like, with this kind of entry, I could have sold at 815. But in reality, man, we could have rolled that thing up to 820 or well past 825, man. Like, what a trade to miss out on. To miss that, to pass this up and then take that, I'm very disappointed in that. Like, if I'm going to pass that up, just let the whole thing go. Just let the whole thing go. Or maybe wait for this one, But to pass this up and take that instead, that sucks. Like, that's FOMO right there. That was all FOMO. Unnecessary, man. Just threw away $25, man. Threw away a R. Lower high. Entry. Plus indecision candle. I really want to start talking through the actual candles, what the candle is saying. Like, I'm paying attention to what this candle is saying, right? Like, this is a lot of selling going on. Like, this looks like heavy selling right here, right? But then it stops at VWAP. It dips below, but gets bought right back up. So, this indecision candle, though, like, it's not decided on where it's going to go. So, it peekaboos up and then decides it wants to trade back down before the buyers come back in. You know? So, yeah, just a missed opportunity here. Missed opportunity or a trade that I should have just not entered. So, -1R on that. No setup rule break again. You know, but able to get something back over here trading Google. Now, Google is not an A+ setup by any means. So get in here, draw our high volume support line, and this is what happened. So we create our opening range here. Don't make a lower low, but we trade way above it, right? And then we make a higher low and then a higher high. I didn't even realize this was a higher high. It didn't look like one. 158.26, 158.29. So we make a higher high by 3 pennies. And then we trade back down to VWAP. Now, in reference to this is a lower low, right? But I mean, if we just look at this as one move up to this higher high, and then this is a higher low compared to this low. You know what I mean? And we came back to test the opening range and VWAP. So this technically isn't like a terrible setup. It's just got some question marks. And then we do have this wide range red candle here. So, I mean, there's definitely reasons to decide not to take the trade, right? We got a double top, lower low here. So, I don't know. I mean, typically when it's making its first test back to VWAP, I'm looking at the last time it was at VWAP for the lower low, comparison. And last time it was at VWAP was down here, and now it's back to VWAP, it's up here. So, not terrible. I do wish I added here. I pulled this chart up just as this green bar was passing my trigger for where I would have liked to have added. I wish I'd have just threw it on there anyway, but trying to be good on my rules, I was just gonna wait for a higher low to add, which I ended up adding way up here. Not the best add. The reason why I wanted to add down here is so that I can bring my target down below these highs. With this position, my target was actually just above these highs. And so when it came here, I was sweating it out. It just came just shy, like 3 cents from my target, this candle was. Came back down, I added here, and had to sit through all of this pain. And so by the time it got up here, I could have gotten 3R, but by the time I got up here, I was getting pretty aggressive with my stop and moved my stop below this candle here. And stopped me out at 2R profit, which was great, but then proceeded right up to my 3R target. It happens. So, I mean, not the best trade management on this. I do get in the habit of looking away from my trade while I'm in it, because I'm just trying to look at the next opportunity. But this was my 4th trade. I really had no business looking for any other trades to take. I should have just been focused on this opportunity and trying to manage it out. But all in all, it worked out. It worked out. The market was just very bullish today. It started looking real scary right here, and I felt really bad for not taking out 2R when it gave it to me right here. But thankfully, I did get another opportunity to get out at 2R, and I did. And it worked out, and I was able to close green today. Super happy about that. Like, I probably got a 2-week streak of red days. So we'll give this setup, like, I'll give it a B. Higher high. Positively. Yeah, so I definitely could have added here. Adding here would have been nice. Could have really increased my position size and brought my stop up right underneath that candle. That would have been a really safe position, and I could have got out right as it approached these highs. Probably at 3R, and it would have been a really safe trade instead of trying to get it past these highs, which is, I really don't want to do that. I really want to assume. I actually had a really good comment come in on one of my videos, and he was like, we always assume that previous highs are going to be the top. We don't assume that we're going to be able to break past and keep going, you know? And that is a very reasonable and logical assumption, a safe assumption to make. And I want to be in that group of we who does that. At least I should be selling a partial at that level. You know what I mean? But all in all, not a terrible day. I was probably saved by the market by these other trades, by this Google trade for sure. But this Microsoft trade was beautiful. Beautiful trade. This is exactly how I want to trade. If I can just focus on this and be patient for that and leave the rest, I'll be good. Even if it's just one trade. Maybe some days I don't get any trades. You know what I mean? And that's cool. I do want to pull up coin though, just for fun, because I saw a really good entry on this. Come on now. I love Sterling, but some of these little quirks on the app, I don't like it. All right, so let's do our thing. Draw a line over this opening range. Switch back to the 2. Look at this setup. Look at it. Right? Trades over the opening range and closes above. Pulls back down. Got a nice hammer candle that tests yesterday's close, HVS, and VWAP. Nice long tail. What do? We enter over the next break of this candle. So enter here, stop there, and it is all good. Whatever R you wanted, you could have got out of coin today, man. Good Lord. What is this? A little over a $2 stop. Man, could have got like 15 shares. That is a beautiful setup. This is my setup. This is my setup right here. I'm happy that I see it though. You know, I didn't get to see it. I wasn't looking. Coin is like one of my favorite stocks to trade, but I wasn't looking at it today. It wasn't on the gap up list because it gapped down actually. But yeah, that thing was nice, man. That's a nice setup. But this is the textbook setup for me. Really needed today. I needed just this one trade on Microsoft was exactly what I needed to just re-believe in myself. And now seeing that coin setup, you know, the Google was okay. Could have been better, but it worked out. But just basically the principle of it trading over the opening range and coming back to test that same level and holding that level with VWAP. That's the setup. That's the essence of my setup. And just to see it work today and to be able to close green, man, I'm feeling really good about that. These red trades, though, for sure, it's just discernment, you know, just being patient and not being willing to take the less than A grade setups. When I get there, where I can just sit on my hands if it's not an A grade and I can just be patient, we're going to be making some moves for sure, you know, God willing. I started an account with TradeZilla today, and I plan to start tracking my trades there as well. And, you know, journaling is a huge part of this thing, of getting better, of learning from your trades, learning from your mistakes. So hopefully that'll help out. It's pretty cheap. It's like $30 a month. If I like it, I'll probably go ahead and fork out the yearly so I can save some money on it. But I'm just trying it out for now. Maybe I'll do a review video on that after a few weeks if I like it. But yeah, man, good day, green day. Sheesh. Oh man, shout out to everybody who stopped by in the live stream today, man. We have a lot of fun talking, man. Love to see you guys stop by in the morning. Start streaming at about 9:20 market time, which is Eastern time. And we were hanging out for quite a while today, man. Had some really great discussions, shared some trades, shared some knowledge, some stories about my first trade. Yeah, it's a good time though. So hit that subscribe button so you can get an alert when I go live tomorrow morning. Hit that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. And thanks for stopping by. See you next time. Peace.